Welcome to Book Club. I'm Lavasha.
And I'm Squizzy.
And so we read the next 5 chapters.
Yeah, we thought we were going to do 10, but weeks are busier than you think they are once you get started. But yeah, so if you're following along with us at all, we reread from chapter 4 to chapter 8. Whew. Okay, whew. All right, so chapter 4, I have put in parentheses that my main thingamajig from this is in which we learn of Sunny's past trauma.
Oh yeah. She laid next to a dead body.
Yeah, she like locked herself in a tent with it because like she got lost in the woods, and this is where we learn Sunny learned how to smile in order to mask her feelings for the sake of the family. And her mom was like, "Good job for being so strong and hiding how you feel for the sake of the family."
Yeah. And this may also, I noted that this may also be what stems her resentment towards Carter, because Carter is the one who is like, let's play hide and seek.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't really playing hide and seek. She just wanted to get rid of Sunny for a while.
Yeah. So just like a lot of older siblings want to, and she was like, just go play hide and seek, and then like she waited a really long time to actually go find her. And so, like, half the family was, like, feeling guilty when she came out of the woods, and I feel like they started, like, arguing with each other more than asking if she was okay when they found her. Because she was like, this is tearing the family apart, so she started smiling, and she was like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Let's explain that she didn't just lay next to a dead body for no reason. So she got lost, and it was really cold or something, and she didn't want to freeze to death, so she, the blood was warm or whatever.
So it was a fresh kill.
Yeah.
Somebody had freshly been killed out in the woods. Like, was it a suicide or was this like a murder?
Honestly, it made me a little suspicious. Like, does Sunny have a problem?
That's what I was wondering. But like, since she was the one who was like hiding with the body, was it maybe a family member? Because this was when they were vacationing at the ranch.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of things stem from this ranch. Honestly, and like, I think this is when I started becoming suspicious of maybe someone else in her family or something like that. Or that Sunny is better at suppressing her memories than we think.
Yeah.
Or something.
And this is also the I don't know what happens chapter to chapter because I don't have my notes with me today. So I just have like, it's all bundled up in my head, so I don't know exactly what happened when.
Okay, so maybe I can go down mine and then you can bring up with what you remember. Did you lose your journal?
No, I just did bring it with me.
Yeah. Okay, all right, so let's see. We're going to try to keep each chapter discussion to at least maybe 5 to 7 minutes so that we don't wear you guys out. Let's see. Yeah, this is pretty much all we just talked about here. She cuddled with a dead body and the force is a lost child. And then she told Dom how to clean up a murder scene that's honestly more suspicious than anyone else.
Oh yeah.
Like I was starting to think, does Dom think Sunny is a killer?
Okay, I started to wonder.
Right, because she was like so freaked out by this dead body throat slit that Dom found, but she was like, I've got to calm down. I've got to talk him I've got to talk him through it. So I was like, clean up your hands. Let's clean up the scenes and to make sure none of your fingerprints are around.
Probably back up and say that there was a dead body that was found.
Oh yeah, I totally. But yeah, Dom and Jeremy hangs out together a lot, and so Sunny is responsible for keeping an eye on Dom. So she was like looking for him, and then he like disappeared after a basketball game. So she went to Jeremy, who is Dom's best friend, and she was
something to touch on their relationship.
Jeremy
and Sunny.
Jeremy used to have a crush on her, so he used to watch her all the time. And then he like noticed, he was like, "Why are you acting so fake?"
Yeah, like he sees that like she's not actually as perky as she pretends to be.
So if she can't put on her little voice with him, he was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, it's given in game, to be honest.
He said, "Why act different than who you are?" Yes. And I said I can see why sticking with him kept Dom authentic.
All right, but yeah, go ahead. She goes to look for Dom after basketball practice.
Yeah, in this area called the breakfast room, where all of the bear children have to take turns doling out food to the other students. And I was like, ugh, because like as a student, and you see another student handing out your food to you, and you already know that's the rich family that's doing it. I don't know. I feel like there could be some resentment from the other students, and maybe even, I was also thinking maybe even in, what's her face? Sunny's friend group.
Oh, yeah, like Mercy, Cheyenne.
Yeah, because Mercy doesn't seem to like her very much.
Yeah.
But we find that out in a later chapter. But yeah, she went down there to look for him. Apparently he doesn't really volunteer much down there, but he does still have a key to the room. And he like secretly hands out food to people who need it. And so she goes down there looking for him, and what she finds is him looking freaked out and a body that's like leaking blood. The neck has been slit so deep that the head is practically falling off the neck. And it turns out that the dead body is Dwayne, the guy who had a crush on her, that nobody in their friend groups actually liked that very much.
Yeah. Oh, and Dom also had blood on his hands.
Yeah, but apparently he was trying to give him CPR, and the first thing I was thinking was like, this dude's head is almost off his body. Why would you try to give him CPR? I thought that was a little suspicious at first, but then I was like, maybe he was just panicked. And like he rushed in. But like when he got close to him, when Sunny got close to Dwayne's body, she said she smelled rot and defecation. You know how the body releases its bodily fluids and stuff like that when you die. And I was like, how long has he actually been laying there? That's what I was wondering.
Should we have said that Dwayne died?
Oh, I mean, people who read it, they'll know. Well, I mean, we're not giving away spoilers for anybody who's actually keeping up and following along with us.
Let's be more careful about that next time.
But I don't know, like, what to hide and what not to say. Like, these are the things.
I think we should not say who is murdered, but like say there was a murder.
Oh. We'll figure it out as we go along. But what was I going to say?
You were talking about the smell of his body, the rot.
Yeah, and I was like, is his corpse there older than when Dom found it? Like, has it been laying there like for maybe a couple of hours? But then again, she may have been imagining when she found that body in the woods. That memory may have been overlaid with finding this body. And she got closer, and she found a note in Dwayne's hand that had been like...
Yeah, I don't remember what the note said, but it was something that that was targeted specifically towards the Bear family.
Yeah, I didn't write down specifically what it said either, but like, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like a note that is obviously a threat to the Bear family, and I also wanted to know how long it takes for a body to vacate its bowels and things like that. And then they walk out of the school after she's gotten Dom to clean himself up a bit, and the milkman lady is hanging around.
Which, this is jumping forward a bit, but now that we have some journal entries from her mom, it could be one of the girls from that group.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think it's one of her mom's old friends. But yeah, well, we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, and then we find out that Carter was supposed to go to the UK to study, but now that their mom is dead, she has to stay back in order to take care of the family.
Yeah, she probably doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, she wants to be in the UK is what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking she's probably around 22 or 23 years old since she's almost finished with college, and that's probably why she's getting so angry so fast. Like, you see that she's got quite a temper, and we later learn that she's like a boxer and stuff like that. And
we also learned that they do have some sweet moments in their relationship. She taught her how to fight. Carter taught Sunny how to fight.
I put in a quote that it seems like she was almost a parentified figure to maybe the younger kids and Sunny in particular, because she would like take care of her when she was sick and all that stuff. And I began to wonder how often was the mom around.
And we do get confirmation that the mom wasn't a great mom to Dom.
Yeah. So, because we'll discuss that in a bit. But we find out in this chapter that toward the end of it, Sunny can barely sleep, so she's going downstairs to get some milk, but Dom is already in the kitchen, and he's like just kind of blank. He's probably in shock after finding her body, but she's like, is he all blank because he killed someone? And then he's looking at her crazy because he's like, does she know how to hide bodies because she kills people? Is what I'm thinking. And then the older sister comes downstairs, and she's like, and Dom leaves, and she's like, you're not the only one watching Dom. So I'm like, did the mom tell her also to watch out for Dom?
That's what I was wondering.
Or is she watching him because she thinks he's a killer? is what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Carter.
Mm-hmm. And Dom is also looking at Sonny and wondering if she really believes him when he says he didn't kill her.
So he's got two reasons to look at her crazy. But then we find out that Carter gives Sonny some Ambien.
Right.
She's like, here, little sister, you need some Ambien? And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then on to chapter 5. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Chapter 5, quote, Carter boxing, temper, and then I have smushed dad, which means his personality, whatever it was beforehand, got crushed slowly over time.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't, he's just there. He's not really.
Yeah, Sonny said something like she went over to comfort her dad, which is like the usual relationship that they have with him, that they're the one giving him comfort rather than him being a comfort to his children.
And we do find out that at first, when we got to the mom's journals, I didn't even put together that Jay was their dad. I was like, oh, yeah. But anyway.
But yeah. But we constantly hear Sonny have snarky, sarcastic remarks in her head that she would never actually say out loud to people. Mm-hmm. And I was like, people would actually like her a lot more.
She's funny in her head.
She's funny. Yeah. But yeah, she's really funny in her head. But yeah, and I was like, she seems to have a lot of withheld irritation. Oh yeah, and she also said, nice, it's about making it about everyone else and shoving yourself down, which sounds like something that their dad might have done, which is maybe trying to look out for everybody else, and then you're just like, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm good, but you never are.
We also hear that the father isn't a bubbly, nice dad with Dom. He's just
yeah, what? I'm
starting to wonder if Dom is someone else's son.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to wonder. But did she not want to show him any affection at all because she didn't want Jay to be sad about it? But also I don't know, because it reminds me of the Starks or whatever. Everybody was hating on John, and I'm like, he's just the kid.
All right, what's next?
Oh, but it turns out that none of the family knew Dom was dating Tori, the girl who was killed.
Yeah.
Apparently, he'd been dating her for 6 months.
And I wonder, was he dating her?
That's what I was wondering. Was he actually dating her? Oh, but then again, later he mentions that he saw a carving in her headboard. So I was like, he was apparently been to her house before, or at least slept with her once or twice. So maybe they were actually dating. But nothing much else happened in that chapter. It was a fairly short one. So on to chapter 6, which I have quoted as, they're interviewed by a detective here.
What's the next? First point you have?
Can't even talk to her own brother without worrying what her other siblings will think.
Oh, yeah, because she doesn't usually hang out with the Dom. She's
So she was sneaking to go into his room. But then it turns out, what's his name? He just burst into the room.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I was like, does he go in there?
Yeah, I was like, is he actually close to the twins, maybe?
Right.
Because they live right across the hall from each other. What are their names?
Darren and Kylie.
Yeah, Darren just burst into the room. It was like, there's a detective down here. And then he looked at Sonny. He was like, what are you doing in here? And Dom didn't seem surprised at all that Darren would burst into his room.
I can't remember what excuse Sonny came up with for why she was in there. Oh, she said she was just checking on him because of the shocking news of the dead body that was found.
Yeah. But wouldn't it make more sense for them to check on her since that was her friend?
Right. Nobody's checked on her.
Nobody's asked her if
I
she's
just realized
okay.
that.
Not a single person. Your friend Dwayne turned up dead. Are you good?
Right.
Nobody.
And they would know she hangs out with him because they know her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because her brother gifts and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, but it also turns out that both of the twins are artists. That's just what I just wanted to add, that both of them are artists, and they have a little art studio in the garage. And Kylie is way more intense about it than Darren is. See, Carter seems capable and very protective of her siblings. So I would wonder why the mom wouldn't think that she would be the one to look out for the family. Maybe because Carter wanted to get away. Maybe. Because she wanted to go to the UK to study and stuff like that.
And also, like, I'm not entirely sure yet, but it seems like Sunny may be similar to her mom.
Very similar. Yeah. And I was like, at some point you begin to overthink your emotions and reactions to the point that people are going to be like, why is she reacting this way? Because she was like, I have to tilt my head this way to ask this question to the detective. I have to look sad, but, you know. And it's kind of wild that the detective would ask. I think the detective started looking at Sunny because, like, it said, I can't remember where it said it at, but I feel like she was asking dumb questions, but then she looked over at Sunny for just a little bit, and I think she started to get a little weird about her. It was maybe the way that she asked the question or something, but yeah.
Oh, can we talk about the fact that how Sunny is helping to cover up Dom's murder? She's like, Mom asked me to take care of him, so of course I gotta have him cover up.
Oh, she's like, whether he did it or not. She's like, whether he did it or not, Mom asked this of me, so I'm gonna help him hide this body.
Yeah, and I'm sure
the way she's so unquestioningly loyal to their mom is so strange. But I guess as a kid, I don't know.
I'm sure even Dom is a little surprised, like,
oh. He's like, where is all this mother bear energy coming from all of a sudden? That's probably why he's looking at her weird. It's like, is she trying to help me because she's actually the one that did it? Because I really think he's starting to like question who and what she is, honestly. Because I am too. Oh, but apparently Kylie has won awards for her art as well. And so is Darren. Let's see. Oh, and also I questioned, why doesn't Sunny have her mom's office door code?
Right. She had to get it from her dad. Because they wanted, she and Dom came up with a plan to look in their mother's office for like clues to who killed Dwayne.
Yeah, who killed Dwayne?
Because they think since it's a target attack against the Bear family, their mom might have written something, or like there may be some clue in her office that would point to one of her mom's enemies or something.
Yeah, because they can't think of why anybody would have to be after them specifically. I think Dom is beginning to realize how easy it is for Sunny to lie and how much she hides, maybe even suspecting her since she was Dwayne's friend. That was my final quote from that chapter. Chapter 7, The Ranch, full of racism and social climbing. This ranch is a place where the Bear family's grandfather used to work and raise his daughter. I keep forgetting her name. Ainsley, yes.
And that's Sunny's mom.
Yes, and apparently Jay, their father, and his family work there too. He has a brother named Jonah, I believe is his name, and a sister. We never hear, I don't think we ever see Ainsley write down her name in her journals. But I was starting to wonder if she had a bit of a crush on Jonah, Jay's brother, because she was like, he's capable, smart, handsome. He's way more muscular, even though he's only a year older.
Makes me think that maybe Dom is Jonah's child. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But we start out the chapter, they're still in the office looking around things, and Dom is like, you were her favorite, and she's like, no, I wasn't. And he's like,
but he was the least favorite.
Yeah.
And Sunny said, like, even putting favorite at all for Dom was a little gracious.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, but the man who owned the ranch gave the ranch to her grandfather, Sunny's grandfather.
Yeah, and this is where all of their wealth comes from. And I was like, they were the only black family. Them and Jay's family were the only black. Wait, is Jay black?
You know what? I don't know.
They might be.
Maybe.
I'm thinking.
I think they're
so.
like dark skinned, so maybe they're like
yeah. Okay. All right. So them and Jay's family were the only black family working on the ranch, and it's kind of sus that somehow it ended up going to her grandfather.
Should we talk about the milkman now?
Oh, let's see. I think that's further towards the end of it. Let's see. The business at the ranch might be behind all of these murders right now, because apparently we found out that their wealth is fluctuating. Their business incomes and losses.
It's not steady. Like, it's not steady growth like it used to be.
Yeah, and apparently this is something that's happened in the past few years. And one time she heard her mom arguing with someone over the phone about the ranch. And I'm thinking it has something to do with the path of succession for the ranch. Somebody is pissed that the Bear family has it.
And apparently it's not just the ranch that's having trouble. Like, that all of their businesses are like fluctuating. They're not doing great. And Dom is the one who told Sonny this, and he was like, I'm the one that people tell all the bad stuff to. Like,
wow. Okay, we also find out in this chapter that Dom saw whatever carving. Did we figure out what the carving was?
Oh yeah, it was I'm pretty sure he said it was a symbol. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't say what it was. He said it was a symbol that he had also seen at the murder of his girlfriend.
Yeah, it had been drawn on the table next to Dwayne's corpse. But then we start to get into the chapters of Ainsley's journal.
Yeah, and like there was no lead into this. It was just journal entries.
Yeah,
we don't know who's reading them.
Yeah.
We don't know if she left them to someone, if they were found or what. We just jumped into a journal entry.
And we also see that with her asterisks and underlining and crossing out things, that she went back and read these things as an adult.
Yeah, which is making me feel like she left it to somebody and like they're reading it.
And I feel like it's very strange for someone to go back and annotate their journals.
Like, don't judge me about this.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that back then and stuff like that.
But apparently, so the group her mom hung out with, like, she would hang out with this girl. What was her name?
Shirley.
Shirley was the daughter of the owner of the ranch. Or was it the owner of the ranch? No, he manages the ranch.
Yeah, he manages the ranch.
Manages the ranch.
And she always felt like that guy wrongfully got the management position over her father. But yeah, Shirley, she would go out in the woods and burn lizards as a prayer to the milkman. To
basically a cult type thing.
Yeah, and a very psychotic type thing, because we learned Shirley has a brother named Darren or something like that. Donald, yes. That Donald kills kittens. And I was like, is this something that the father actually knows about? Because it feels like he's building them up to a bigger crime.
Oh, maybe. But apparently it's some kind of sacrifice to the milkman. They treat the milkman as this god. They're like, we have to. I don't know if some of this is what I'm, putting into the story. But it's like, if they sacrifice things to the god, he will, to the milkman, he will give them what they want.
And wealth, praise.
Shirley was like, you have to be open to the milkman, and Ainsley was like, yeah, I'm open to him.
She's doing whatever she can to like fit in with this group. Something that Sonny does as well. So she's even out there burning lizards, which Jay does not approve of. He's got quite a strong constitution. We can see that here, that he doesn't seem to have anymore.
And she's like, she's basically thinking, Ainsley is like, I'm doing whatever I have to do to help my dad. And she's got that same thing Sonny has, like Sonny with her. She's like, I gotta help my dad get this promotion. Like, why is that your business? You're a kid.
Right? If he wants it, he's gotta work for it, or he's like, I'm not gonna be kowtowing to these white people in order to get a position.
Yeah, she was like, maybe if I'm Shirley's friend, Shirley's dad will look at me and be like, oh, that's that sweet child, and like it'll mirror favorably onto her father, and he would get a promotion and everything.
Yeah.
But but I'm also thinking, like, what if this milkman thing is real? Because she talks about how everybody starts to love this guy, this manager.
Yeah, and she's like, why did that suddenly happen?
Yes, and it's also making me think. You said, like, you were like, why would this guy pass the ranch on to the grandfather? Like, did she do something? Like, did she finally make a deal with the milkman?
Did she sacrifice something big to the milkman? And I was wondering, was it Jonah or somebody? I don't know. Like, was it Donald?
She's the one. It was in her journals that was like, she couldn't say that she wouldn't kill somebody. Yeah,
to get what she wants.
Yeah.
Because Jay was like, what all would you do to get what you want? And she was like, I don't know. Oh, but Shirley starts calling people the milk maidens and stuff like that, and she was like, "Oh, well, what is this?"
But speaking of the supernatural, I'm starting to wonder. There may not be any supernatural in this book. It may just be
Yeah.
I was thinking it would be supernatural, but so far we don't.
It might just be a psychological thriller. Without any supernatural elements.
Yeah.
Which is also good. Okay. But we also found out Jay's sister is a bit of a mystery. She doesn't seem to have the same strong constitution that Jay and his brother has.
Yeah, she also hung out with Shirley's group, but like
she never spoke to Ainsley.
No, it was weird.
Very weird. I'm kind of interested to get deeper into these journals later. But yeah. That was my last feeling on this chapter. Donald and Shirley both seem to be psychopaths, and their father, McFeeney, likely knows the true nature of the milkman rituals and probably helping them to build up to bigger kills, is what I was putting. Okay, and then our final chapter for today, chapter 8. I didn't put a little header for this one, but in this one, Sunny goes shopping to, what's it, Spirit Halloween, in order to get a costume.
Oh, yeah.
She's going with
Craig and her friend group, Craig, Cheyenne, Mercy.
Yes. And Craig and Sunny, she says that they literally have nothing in common. And literally says fake is safe.
Oh, but the fact that this is the only friend group that has been mentioned so far, it does seem like her prime friend group. Like, even though she hangs out with all these other people just to make sure she's covered, all her bases are covered, I don't know.
Yeah.
This does seem to be her main friend group.
Yeah, especially since this group has her boyfriend in it. And it literally says she went to school smiling after her mom died. And I was like, wow, weird. Everyone probably thinks so scared of her.
Freaked out by her, like I would be. I'd be like,
because I was like, wow.
Forget dumb. People need to look at sight.
Yeah. And then we found out that someone has followed her to Spirit Halloween. She's in the changing room trying on a little mermaid costume because she's going as Black Ariel.
And like a gloved hand reaches into the changing room and like snatches the curtain back.
And then when she goes to look for them, she turns, sees some leather boots under a curtain. Turns out nobody's in there, but she turns back and someone has written in blood on the mirror. And it says, I know what you're hiding, Bear Cub.
That seems like something an old person would say.
Exactly. Like, so I started to think, is it a pair that's after them? An older person, possibly somebody who is with the milkman group, and then their child.
Probably.
Because I think it's like a parent and a child together doing this. Somebody who's at the school, maybe even somebody in her friend group. Craig could honestly be like one of the milkman people's kids.
If Dwayne had a crush, he had motive. Let's see. But he wouldn't have had motive to kill. Except for just to pin something on Dom. Yeah, true. Or they just don't like to see black people. Like people if Tori was white. I don't know. Because there was that phrase from earlier, staining the milk and whatnot. And Craig is white, and he does blackfishing. Yeah, and but it also could be like staining the milk, as in this cow property, milkman. Oh wait, staining the milk. Yeah. And they're like the black family shouldn't have this ranch property. Ranch. Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm thinking. And then the milkman lady shows up again. She seems to be on Ainsley's side, kind of. Yeah. Because she's like, I just came up to warn you, beware of the yew branches. And were they burning lizards on the yew tree or something? Or was that something different? Is yew branches like the branches of the family who came from the ranch? Oh, maybe. I don't know. I think, yeah, I don't know. And I noted that she says Ainsley's first name like they're old friends. Yeah. So, yeah. And like she didn't seem that threatening because she got scared away by Craig. Yeah, who's just probably not too big of a scrawny white high school student. But then again, some high school students can be big. A lot of them are taller than me. But yeah, she just seems to be a little crazy. I don't know if she's threatening. Yeah. Alright. And so that's where we are so far. Yeah, so it turns out we're going to maybe try to read 5 chapters a week rather than 10. But yeah. It was interesting. This book is so good so far. I really like it. But before we start reading 5 chapters, want to just read up to chapter 10 so that we can just get so that we can start doing 10 to 15, 15 to 20 instead of yeah. Okay, so will our next video just be 2 chapters? 2 chapters for next week, guys. So we're chapter 9 and chapter 10. Yes.
Okay, well, thanks so much for watching up to this point. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Bye.